Flozo Flozo.
Love is it? Bonzo, this is perfect.
Bam!
Oh, hi!
Hey, Joey!
It's crazy to be here for the
all the
first
way
time.
from New York. Yo, Joe.
Yo,
Welcome to Song Shop. Thanks for being here.
thank you so much for having me on a legit actual podcast with headphones.
We got the headphones. We got the microphones. You came here all the way from New York for this podcast.
Literally just for this, I'm leaving tomorrow. I drove 26 hours and I'm going to drive 26.
Was it 26 hours?
It's more actually because I took a longer trip to get here from St. Louis. It was like 14 and a half hours.
the scenic
So,
route.
Yeah. To avoid the snow, which I got when I got to Colorado.
Yeah, hard to avoid it here.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm used to it. I'm a northerner. Great White North.
There you go. Excellent. Mm-hmm. Well, let's find out a little bit about you and why you're here in Jake's studio. Tell me like a little bit about yourself. What do you do? Where do you live? Where do you hail from?
So I hail from Syracuse, from a town outside of Syracuse, but it's all just upstate Syracuse. Moved around a bunch, and I met Jake at around the time that I was moving to LA. Lived in LA for like 3 years. Very nice, right around the time of the pandemic. And now I'm back in Syracuse. I'm Syracuse-based. I'm a psychedelic producer. I'm a kind of electronic music producer, pop-up chef, and I'm here to do both those things. Jake and I have been making music ever since we met.
For sure. I met Joe. We still don't remember the first time that we actually met. We blacked out apparently.
Yeah, the first time we met, legitimately the first time, we still can't remember.
No
We don't know what
recollection.
happened.
The bodies met, the minds didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, I was working on a short film at the time, and I asked Joe to come back to LA before he moved there, and he was just visiting. I asked him to come back and score my short film.
Rad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the second time is when I flew Joe out to work on this film for like a week with me, and that time we do remember.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
So we
if not,
made-
you'd have film proof.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And we
exactly.
made
Smart.
a good enough impression on each other that we were just like, cool, we just met for a day. Let's hang out for a week in a bum-ass room and like score a movie.
Yeah, like 12 hours a day.
Sometimes
12
those
hours
are
a
the
day.
best relationships.
for
Oh,
sure.
hell yeah.
Very rare and few and far between. I have like 2 of those in my life, but where I just took a random whim, like, hey, do you want to like make a incredibly difficult creative project with me? And we barely know each other, but it turned out in both circumstances to be like lifelong friends. So
Hell yeah. And that's exactly
Yeah.
what happened. And I mean, it was like, I think it really got us both to understand our flow together. Like, we just sat in that room. We realized how much we were both studio rats too, I think, at that point. We just, he played the movie. I basically live scored the movie for the most part.
Yeah.
It was fun.
dope.
It was amazing.
I also love that champion mushroom sweatshirt you're wearing right there.
Thank you.
Is that like custom?
No.
Champion released this?
It's legit Champion. I haven't found it anywhere else. The fact that it's got embroidery on it, sick.
Yeah, that's dope.
Sick.
That's dope. It's giving off some serious Joe vibes. Do you have a producing name?
Chisari, which is my last name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
there you
Just
go.
Chisari. It's easy. It sounds like a word.
Chisari.
Most people can't pronounce it anyways.
I was
just
afraid
as a
to.
name.
I needed you to say it twice before I was going to attempt it.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Chisari or Chisari. If you really want to be proper Italiano.
Chisari. Okay.
Chisari.
I love it. I love it. Badass. So when did you know you were a studio rat?
Definitely 8th grade, dude. So my dad is a music producer and an engineer.
Oh,
So
rad.
he's like owned studios since before I was born. So like I think ever since I was young, I've always really liked music, but I think like young middle school, I started playing with the MPC a little bit and just like was interested in the creation of music. And then 8th grade, I heard, what was it? It was, I think, Duda Oliphant by Skrillex. I was like, oh, this is what music sounds like. This is what all music should sound like all the time. So I wiped my fucking iPod. Can I swear?
Yeah, for
Hell
sure.
yeah.
We're into that.
All right. I won't do
This
it too
is
much.
a 18 and older podcast.
So yeah, no, I wiped my iPod clean. I was like, cool, dubstep or nothing. And then I just like throughout 8th grade to college, I did nothing. I literally just went home and made music. And senior year, when you're not doing anything in high school, you're just in study halls all day. I brought my laptop. I made like my first 2 like proper dubstep albums literally in study halls.
Did you name the album Study Hall?
No, and I've actually gotten like I've told that story, and people are like, "Oh, so you call it study hall?" No, I wasn't that clever.
That's where you went wrong.
Yeah.
What was your DAW of choice at that time?
Ableton.
Okay, I figured.
Yeah, Ableton
Mistaken.
Live 8 at the time, which I'm still on. I'm an Ableton through and through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm so anti-Ableton. Not that I'm like, it doesn't work with me as well. Although I love it. It's so much more mechanical. I feel like I should be able to program in, but it's just like, I feel like it's not a canvas for me.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Ableton. I'm working with a guy who's right now. I mean, he's in Ableton. I'm helping him program his show. He's got a Broadway show. I'm doing like the video backgrounds, and he's
Sick.
all complaining about Ableton, but he also loves it. It's like it's the thing to
what I
use
do.
if you're going to do a live show for sure.
For sure.
I'm not going to make any arguments
Yes.
about that.
And I've never used it for a live show, which makes it really
cooler.
funny. But no, I feel the same way because me and Jake have this conversation because Jake is classically a Logic dude, and I had to use
Yeah.
Logic for college, and I hated Logic. I couldn't figure it out. They all do the same thing.
Yeah.
but
true.
They're just like all the little nuances. I can't do it. So I get it. But I've been an Ableton guy literally ever since
Let
I've
me ask
started.
you this: What's your dad's DAW of choice?
That dude is on Cubase.
Okay.
Because he
That's
started,
cool.
yeah, he started out on Nuendo back when it was Nuendo. And yeah, no, I think like it turned into Cubase, and he hasn't been able to use anything since either. Because me and my dad went to the same college, so
Okay.
he also had to use Logic, and he hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Logic, like they all have things that are really powerful. Cubase, a lot of stuff on there that really makes me want to use it.
Yeah.
And Ableton, I got Ableton one time because I thought Joe was just going to teach me how to be a wizard with Ableton, but it turns out Joe's just a wizard, and it doesn't really matter what DAW you're using. And I find it's just like really hard to switch DAWs.
yeah,
When-
completely.
Absolutely. It's a language. Once
Yeah.
you're programmed, it's
Yeah.
definitely difficult. I think it's super cool though that like you grew up with a dad who was like a music engineer and into
Dude, it
that.
was sick. Yeah, no.
I always was super jealous of like, the 2 kids I remember, Eric Overton, Robert Kermeen, their dads had music studios in their basement, and they was like, I got to be friends with them because like, they're going to cut my high school garage band's demo. It's our only chance.
Dude,
Yeah.
exactly. No, yeah, and it was sick, and like, I mean, my dad's done that, and it definitely made me so much, obviously, more interested in music. Like in the 5th grade, I got a dog. I was like, this is the greatest thing in existence that's ever been, and I wanted to write a song about my dog. So he put me in the studio, and we wrote a little blues song about my little wiener
awesome.
dog. And then my
Yes.
mom is just like a phenomenal, cook, but she just loves art and just music in general. So like, every day she's getting home from work, cooking up dinner, and also just blasting like good curated music that I think really just informed how much I
Yeah.
intrinsically love music. And
What kind of
connect to
stuff
it.
is she into?
She really likes like jazz. I know we listen to a lot of Sade, a lot of Nora Jones. I'm trying to think what other. She also like loves like Prince, a lot of 80s stuff, which is why I think I do a lot of the 80s stuff.
That's cool. What, like, I noticed that when you were younger, you said you made a lot of dubstep and dance music, and you're so good at that stuff. But what, like, your personal music is not that
Yeah.
at all. So, like, what Was there like something that happened that made you transition to like this more psychedelic indie style?
I think it was just abandoning the thought that like I had to be this thing, because when I was younger, I listened to a lot of like punk music. I listened to a lot of like ska and reggae and a lot of Beatles. My Beatles were definitely the first band that I was like, oh, like someone can just have a sound and you know, you love it. I listened to the Love compilation, which is just like the greatest, most psychedelic Beatles compilation that they've ever put out. They did it for a Circus Soleil. And all the songs flow into each other. They're really, really sick. So I love the Beatles forever. But when I transitioned to dubstep, I was like, dubstep or nothing. Like I can't really listen to anything else. I don't want to make anything else. And then it shifted completely. I think I just grew up, really. I realized that you can actually be more than one thing. And I remember when I was in college, music production, I was so burnt out. I was just over it, because I went to school for music production, even though I was already producing for like 6 years prior. So I was just sitting in class watching anime, like not paying attention. And so I didn't want to produce anymore. And then my girlfriend at the time showed me Washed Out. And specifically the album Paracosm, which is like heavily inspired by the 60s. Because Washed Out was very chill wave. It's like almost
The
nostalgic.
theme song from Portlandia.
Yes.
That's the band. That's how I know them.
Yeah.
And
that's how a lot of people know them. And so and that music is definitely way different than anything else. That's like classic 80s nostalgia, chill wave, vaporwave kind of shit, which I love. But he put out this project called Paracosm, and it was just trippy, dubby 60s music. I was like, oh, that's so sick. And like, if that guy can sing like that, I think I could sing like that, because I love the harmonies of the Beatles. But like, I don't know how, especially at that time, I didn't know how to sing.
Had you been a vocalist prior?
No.
This is your
Not
first foray into singing into a mic.
Dude, at all. Like, I don't sing, before.
Since the dog song.
Since the dog song. I love my dog too much. I was like...
If this podcast was nothing but odes to our dog, like I told Jake before, like that's okay. Like everyone's got a song in them, and I guarantee you they sing it to their dog.
They definitely... Dude, I sang that song to my dog. I was like, there is no love greater than this.
Yes.
I have to express how much I love this little fucking dog. But so I never sing in the shower. I'm not a vocalist at all. I really had to train myself. And I don't know what made me really want to like do that, but it shifted. I heard that. I was like, oh, I want to do that. And then me and that girl broke up, but I met another girl. I was like, I want to sing about this girl. So I just
that'll do
launched.
it.
Oh,
that is the reason I started singing into a microphone.
Yep.
It was a girl.
it was a girl. It's always, my sister always makes fun of me.
too.
She's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
For sure.
dude.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you won't do anything, but if a girl wants you to do something,
For sure.
Yeah.
you'll do that
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, you know what? I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Man, love is powerful. Almost as powerful as the love for a dog. Almost.
Almost.
Joe, I know that you're a great chef. Like, maybe rivals your ability
In
to
music,
produce,
sure.
which is saying something huge. Is that your main non-musical passion? And I know you're a fashionable guy too. You love kind of like embodying art.
Hell yeah.
And so like, yeah, what are some non-musical influences that inspire you the most?
Yeah, and thank you, dude. I think biggest one, like as a person, Anthony Bourdain, who is just like classic chef. I think he really instilled this like love of travel in me, and just like the way that he views the world and views the fact that like the world eats, and the world, like, we all, community is based upon like the dinner table. I think that is such a beautiful sentiment that inspires me. Nature honestly inspires me, as cliche as that can be, but just like in everything, like just going out and seeing the colors of like the world, is just so powerful. I don't know, just like culture, honestly. Like I remember around the time like 2018 when I stopped doing music and then I picked it back up again, I was definitely very big into anime and just like Japan and everything, and just like the culture of Japan, like reignited a spark within myself. Like seeing the fashion there, seeing the way that they consume music and like just like the food, everything. So just like seeing people enjoy things makes me enjoy things.
That's
for
awesome.
sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know you said that about like making food, and that's why it's so easy to relax into making food.
Yeah, I'm more relaxed making food than I am making music for the most part. I think like music is a steady meditation, you know, when you're getting to flow. But I just think after years of like going to school for it and learning the rules and like doing it for money and putting a monetary value to it, for a while I kind of lost, not necessarily my love for it, but I lost the natural ability to create, I feel. And then it naturally just progressed into food because I do that anyways. It's the love language. I love to cook for my people. I started my pop-up because of the fact that like my sister's vegan and I was living with my sister at the time and I would just make her food. I was like, I love cooking this food. So I'm just going to keep doing it all the time.
Right.
Shout out Mojo's.
Shout out Mojo's. Yeah, Mojo's is a vegan street food pop-up that I do in Syracuse. I mean, I do it anywhere. That's like why I love to do it, because pop-up you can bring anywhere. You know, fuck a restaurant. Why do I want to be in one place when I can go anywhere and cook the food that I want to cook? So
That's awesome.
yeah, I do everything. And like World Fair kind of vibe.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. I had some of your tacos at the Mountain Merman, and
Hell yeah.
they were fantastic.
Thank you.
And it was like a cool. I mean, what a cool like. You also like debuted a song,
Yeah, and that's
and then we're serving up tacos, and there was something about that. It's like, you know, I like how you said like one of the things that informs your work is kind of like culture. It's like you're creating your own whole, like that's the whole picture, like the whole vibe. You know, the sonic landscape, and also, you know, having something to taste too. It's just like how many senses can you?
For sure. And thank you. No, I really, really love that. I think like I do that within my music and then it goes everywhere else because I am such a curator.
Yeah.
You know, I love to create a whole world around something.
Yeah.
So like within a song, it's so big because like I want, like when I listen, I'm so enthralled with every little sound going on. And so like that, you know, that's how I'm going to do that. And then, yeah, with the pop-up stuff, like even if I'm just a table, you know, serving food, I'm going to have all of the shit there that brings the whole vibe. I love to create the entire
You're
experience.
a vibe curator.
A vibe curator.
I feel like you're
the
like this,
vibe.
you know, you go to an art show and you go to, what do they call them? You know, art
Exhibits, galleries.
galleries. There you go. You go to a gallery, right? And they've got this curator. It's just like, but I feel like you're able to curate a vibe without the walls.
Yeah,
You know,
thank
out in the open.
Yeah.
From my
Yeah.
one experience
Yeah.
at the double,
But
you know.
no, but that is the thing. Like, I mean, I've been doing a brunch for the past like 2-3 months, and I do it out of a bar that has its own separate entrance. They like were trying to use it for events and never popped off. And I saw that space and I was like, I want to do something in that space. So like I did the exact same thing that I did with Mountain Merman. Like I bring my own speakers so I can play my own music. I have all my like Mojo's tchotchkes kind of everywhere. Like
Yeah,
I
gotta have the Chotskys.
gotta have the tchotchkes.
I'm very pro Chotsky.
Same. I want little things.
Yes, they possess energy. They have stories. That's definitely part of the whole vibe. You gotta have them. I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, no. So I get it. I love it. I love doing that
Hell
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's very cool because you had mentioned like you saw this spot at this bar, like this little cubbyhole kind of spot that it had. Like, how important to you is the setting, the environment, like the room?
Extremely important. I think like you can get away with doing something in maybe a not as favorable kind of like location physically, but I mean it's all about then creating your world within that spot. Because like I've done shit outside, I've had to do stuff like kind of buy food trucks, even though I'm just like a little stand basically. So it's definitely important because you want people to feel invited. You want people to like get the whole energy when they come in, but also it's like it's really about making that thing your own, for sure. Yeah.
So location. It is important, but if you're stuck in a situation where you're sandwiched between two food trucks, you can still curate that feng shui
Hell yeah.
to bring the vibe.
Yeah.
I love the art you make too, like the signs that you make.
Yeah.
You hand draw them yourself.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I hand draw 'em. I have multiple friends who like are great at calligraphy, who does them, and then all my menus. Like I'm a graphic designer too. I've done all my own art all the time, so like I do those myself. Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome, man. I love it. You send me when I see your stuff on your stories, I'm like, did you make this? And you're always like, yeah. I'm like, dude,
yeah.
this
Whipping
guy
it
is
up.
art. You're just art embodied. It's awesome. I
That's
feel like
sweet.
a lot of people really, or myself, I tend to like, compartmentalize my life in my mind, and I feel like you there's no walls. It's just like oozing out Joe essence into your music, your food, your art, your clothes. Yeah.
Thank you. I feel like that is the best way to be your most authentic self, like within your creativity. It's just like, why do one thing or the other? It's all the same. It's all art. Just do it.
And when it comes to creating music specifically, do you start with lyrics, music?
Rhythm. It always starts with rhythm, either drums or bass. I need to feel something on the bottom to like drive me through for the most part. Yep.
And then the lyrics or melodies come to you?
Yeah, usually everything just like comes after, and I feel like it's always a little bit different, but for the most part, it's like I need some driving force. I mean, you've seen the way that I make music. I need something to kind of turn the ignition on.
Were you a percussionist first?
Funny enough, yes, actually, my first instrument was a drum set that I bought off of a friend down the street for $20.
Me too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
My dad helped me pick it up. We went and we set it up upstairs. My sister would play guitar and I would play drums, and we just jam.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Love the drums.
Do you have any rituals that you use to get into the creative flow?
Not necessarily, because of the fact that like I feel like for the most part, somehow, some way, I am kind of always just like coming up with shit.
You're living in the creative flow.
Yeah.
There you go. He's never been out of it.
No,
He doesn't know how to answer your question.
I don't really have a ritual, dude, because I'm just like always in it.
That is like right. That's a whole movie, right? There's a character behind that.
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I do have to do it when I'm like writing lyrics, or like when I am thinking of something. I want, how I was telling you, it's like, oh, you need a dimmer in here. Like I'll get into my space. I'll make the lights the way I want to. I'll light a candle. I'll make sure I have like a nice hot beverage, and I'll just like sit there and kind of get into it.
Because it
Tune
takes
the antenna.
Yeah.
takes a little more for lyrics maybe for you to get into
For sure.
it. 'Cause,
Yeah. Smoke a little weed, just like kind of get into a zone, and then I'm ready.
Cool. Have you ever experienced a time where you're like a lightning rod and a song just hits you?
Dude, multiple times. I think like a lot of the times when I'm traveling and I'll stop somewhere. I remember when I took my drive from LA to Syracuse to move back, like I was stopping in Utah. It was so beautiful, and I took this whole drive, and I got into my Airbnb, and I pumped out this tune like never before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's done. Or even as a good example, when we watched Echo in the Canyon, and like it was
Love
just
that, doc.
dude. Oh, so good, such a good documentary.
Yeah.
And we were so inspired. We were like, let's just do something 60s. And I swear, I had like, I had all of those melodies just like rocking.
Dude, you are such a prolific songwriter and beat maker. You know, if you were to add up all of your tunes, I think you're in competition with Prince for just
He's got a lot more years left.
your full catalog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, the
would-
vault is huge.
The vault
for
is
sure.
huge. Yeah,
It's good.
And
Yeah.
how do you decide a song is done, or at least is done for now?
Yeah. I feel like my relationship with that changed just recently, because before it was like, how is it done? Like, you know, does it feel good? Yeah. But does it hit all the marks? Does it end the way it's supposed to? Like, you know, is the production perfect? Blah, blah, blah. I let myself get into that so much. And now it's just like, when I listen to it, does it feel good? Cool. It's done. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know, because I think as a producer, you know, producers, we're tinkerers. We just want to tinker so much. So it can be so hard
sure.
to just like stop yourself. But
I surrendered to that a long time ago, and probably too much so.
Yeah.
To where it's like the moment I'm like, yeah, cut it. And then it's like once I close the program, my friends know, and I've said this to Jake before, I'm like, it's done. It's
done.
toast. They're like, don't let them hear it again.
Yeah,
I have
no.
dimowitis, as Jake's called it bad, but like, I have enjoyed. I know myself. I got to work with someone else who's like better at having the foresight of like, we're gonna push this further.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it's been good for me because for so long I wasted so much time not making things better, just different.
Exactly, and I understand that because of the fact that last year my hard drive died, so I lost a lot of my projects.
That'll
And
help you.
yeah, no, and like literally just having this conversation of now I'm just putting out these songs that might be like 30 seconds to a minute long, but the way that I produce, I hear everything, so I produce a full song that's just like an intro and a chorus, but that's it. And instead of, I had all those saved because I was like, all right, cool, like it needs a verse, it needs a this, it needs a that. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's
In
done.
today's world, you're selling 30-second bites anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so shout out Bird Shield, OTD, One True Destiny.
Hell yeah.
Shout out
One of
Greg
my
on the
favorite.
music video for that thing.
Boom. Check it out.
And Joe produced that song and with a few other songs last year for me.
Yeah, one of my
and
faves.
as soon as he left, his hard drive crashed. So he's like, "Hey, dude, the last bounces."
Is it?
Or the last bounces.
It's got to be it, man.
Well, dude,
You
that's
got-
One True Destiny right there.
Hell yeah,
And
it
it's
is.
good you guys
Yeah.
could both experience that together. I think that song fucking rocks. I mean, honestly,
Thank you.
Before I came over here, I was like looking at the footage and it was just like, there's some things of this that I definitely want because like it all just like clicked, for my own reel, my own like, check out sick music videos
Yeah.
with sick music behind it that I've done.
Awesome. Yeah, man. It was, and that's testament also to you and your ability to like mix. I would say mix on the fly.
Yeah.
You're not really somebody who you don't separate production and mixing. You just like create the sound, make it sound how you want it to sound, move on.
Yep.
And that's why we're lucky enough to like have your hard drive crash and still be able to.
Have stuff that's like usable.
Yeah, and even like the vocals, everything. I was like, it's like I mastered it, but outside of that, it could have not been mastered. But it's like that's me just wanting to put my like last little artistic choices on it. Describe the song of your life in this moment currently for Joe. Like if you were to express your
February 2025.
Yeah, this section of your life. What does it sound like?
Right now, it sounds like really nice, folksy acoustic guitar that's backed by a really funky, thick bass, and just like a little bit of chaos, a little bit of digital chaos.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That sounds rad. I'm into that.
Yeah.
From the Catskills. Some folky Catskills.
Whoa,
Here.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
That's something. Well, Joe's staying with us for the next 3 weeks, so
He's gonna have to get that out.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
let's definitely channel that energy.
I'd fucking love to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we could do that today on the song shop. But selfishly, Greg and I wanted to ask
We're
you
hijacking your
a
producing
favor.
skills.
Yeah, because
You always gotta get me to do something.
I know that's why you're here, and also I love you. But aside from that, you are
Every podcast needs a theme
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
And since we have officially made it to our second recording, this means we actually have a podcast.
Hell yeah.
If you only record one, you didn't have a podcast. But now we've at least made it there, so we need a theme song.
Yeah, and on the first podcast, we named the podcast Gonzo and Bonzo Song Shop.
Yeah, which I love. I do think it's weird that I'm the only guy with a gonzo nose, but you know what? It's fine.
Well, who better than to do the theme
Exactly.
song? Yeah.
Perfect.
And when Gandalf comes through the Shire, you have to have him set off some fireworks,
Hell yeah.
Do you accept?
I accept the mission. I would love to try to make a little groovy little tune to encapsulate the whole thing. Thank you for asking me questions about myself.
Yeah, thanks for having good answers.
Psh, of course, all I do is think about myself. It's perfect.
Welcome to everyone else's brain.
This, I just kind of found this morning, and it just sounds like a good fucking vibe for a song shop.
It does. It gives me major 007 GoldenEye vibes.
Do you want to grab that electric guitar over there, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, so
All right.
dude, you get the
There
vibe.
we go.
What's your guys' vibe and also my vibe? And probably something a little surfy, huh?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Already so perfect. A little bit. Yeah, dude. You're rocking and you're rolling. Those first two.
There you go.
We're gonna start the song with that. Yeah. That, dude, that alone, that right there. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. Yeah.
He's got $1 million.
Yeah, it's $1 million. I'll invoice you guys later. Are you done yet, or?
Yeah, actually, right now, cut it, print it, sell it.
We're done.
Again.
Now I'm getting some Ocean's 11 vibes,
Yes.
you know? Now we're wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Before we
Yeah.
were in a tuxedo. Now we got on the Hawaiian shirt. We're at the casino. We're playing blackjack.
Yeah.
We're in Mai Tais.
Oh yeah.
This casino's on the beach.
This is a beachside casino.
Anna and Rachel are in some cute dresses.
Absolutely.
Oh, hell
So,
yeah.
blowing all our money for touching the guitar 3 times.
Joe's in the background smoking weed.
There we go. I'm joining you.
Sick. Meow. Now, what would that sound like if we reverse that? What are you doing? Playing a slide guitar? What are you doing over there, eh? Now, I also do have these clips from your very first podcast ever, 13 years ago to this day.
That's right.
Why is it on beat? Why is it on beat? Go, Gonzo flow?
I'm going to love this for sure.
Yeah.
Dude. And then we're going to bring it back.
Gonzo flow.
It's my boy.
I like it.
You know?
There's some Little Prairie charm to that.
Little Prairie Charm. I
'Cause you
like
guys
it. Yeah, dude, we're out on the open range. This is
exactly.
kidding me? I'm going to go home and get on my fucking tractor. Just do donuts listening to this.
Whoa.
He's part human, part bionic DJ. I feel like you need to use the La Visit audio clip that we have from the audio clips when this La Vida prairie piano comes in.
That's trippy. I didn't even try. Wait a
Lots of
second.
laughs. Love it.
Lots of laughs.
Love is it?
Yes.
This guy?
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
It's perfect. Bam.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam.
Bonzo, this is perfect.
Oh.
Bonzo, this is perfect.
Wow.
Love is it?
There you go.
The prairie's gone. We're cutting the prairie.
Love is it?
Oh.
Oh, that's exactly what I look for.
We were just like those aliens from Toy Story
Love is it?
when they see Buzz Lightyear.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm gonna do a little DJ scratch.
I like that. Oh, wow.
And then shit will go right there.
Dig it, dude.
And
now I
then-
feel like I'm like in the coolest early 2000s
Yep. That's
like
where
rocket power show.
Yes.
Yes, rocket power.
Dude.
Where's my little shit? Oh, there you are.
There he is.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, let's real quick. Let's do a little bit of acoustic guitar for the prairie section. Why is that so pretty? Over such weird sounds.
Song shop.
God, hell yeah.
I feel like
dude.
when the beat drops, if you took the picking portion and did some weird funky shit on it, maybe you were headed there.
Listen.
Already.
Listen. I wasn't. But now I am.
Like the drastic nature of genres molding into one here.
Yeah,
Very song shop like.
for sure.
Welcome to your Indiana Pacers basketball program. Welcome to the song shop. You got oily verses. We'll change your chorus out. All right. Welcome to Gonzo and Bonzo's song shop.
I think that's pretty hot.
Cool.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so.
Go Gonzo flow.
Love is it? Bonzo, this is perfect.
Bam!
Dude,
Perfect.
nailed it.
Got you.
Yeah, bro.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Got you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Another success.